Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 11th of June 2020. We're going to reflect on Matthew 5:20-26. Listen. Jesus said, "For I tell you, unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to those of ancient times, 'You shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment.' But I say to you that if you're angry with a brother or sister, you will be liable to judgment. And if you insult a brother or sister, you will be liable to the council. And if you say, 'You fool,' you will be liable to the hell of fire. So when you are offering your gift at the altar, if you remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First, be reconciled to your brother or sister, and then come and offer your gift. Come to terms quickly with your accuser while you're on the way to court with him, or your accuser may hand you over to the judge, and the judge to the guard, and you will be thrown into prison. Truly, I tell you, you will never get out until you have paid the last penny." The Gospel of the Lord. May I ask you a question? When is the last time you got angry? In 2008? No? More recently? I'm not surprised, because we tend to be a very angry people. And before you say you don't get angry, ask yourself if you have ever described yourself as being sad, bitter, unforgiving, abusive, rude, disagreeable, sarcastic, nitpicking, stubborn, withdrawn. These can all be expressions of anger, and going by what Jesus says in today's passage can jeopardize our salvation. So how do we deal with anger, Christian style? Here are 4 steps. 1, admit you are angry. Anger is a legitimate God-given emotion. It moves us to take action. Even Jesus got angry. Remember that outburst in the temple? The scripture advises, in your anger, do not sin. Consider what happened to George Floyd. Americans have every right to be angry at his death, but they are letting their anger lead them to do some really terrible things. No? 2, be prepared to forgive. When we forgive, we let go of the anger, and that is difficult to do because anger feels good, doesn't it? It fuels the desire to avenge the hurt, to make the person pay for what they did. Some people wait a long time to exact their vendetta, inspired no doubt by the Godfather who said, "Revenge is a dish best tasted cold." But this is not the way of the follower of Christ, who is advised to be merciful just as our Father is merciful. And James is very stern in what he says. Judgment without mercy will be shown to anyone who has not been merciful, echoing what Jesus says in today's reading. 3, ask God for help. When Alexander Pope said to err is human, to forgive is divine, he was spot on. All people commit sins and make mistakes, he continued. God forgives them, and people are acting in a godlike, divine way when they forgive. But we need divine help if we are to act in a divine way, so God's help is needed. His grace will help us to forgive our offender, even to the point where we no longer remember what the person has done to offend us. I speak from personal experience. 4, think good thoughts. Even after doing all these things, the thoughts will return. Divert them immediately. Paul writes, "Brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." Think, for instance, of what Stephen did when people were stoning him to death. He prayed for them, saying, "Lord, do not hold this sin against them." Now, that's noble, don't you think? Let us also be noble. Before you leave, may I give you my weekly reminder to subscribe to this channel. Please click the subscribe button below and the bell icon alongside. Also, please do share these reflections with your friends and bless them as you have been blessed. God be with you.